Welcome to Drawfee, where we take your dumb ideas
and make even dumber drawings.
I'm Jacob.
I'm Nathan.
I'm Karina.
And I'm Julia.
And today we're all aboard the pirate ship, heading out in the great blue sea to find the One Piece, which I'm told is a treasure.
It's actually a bathing suit.
It's a bathing suit. It's a show about a bathing suit, right?
Yeah.
It's a show about a golden bathing suit that Jolly Roger hid in the ocean.
Bathing suits are so hard to find the one that suits you. It's like going on an adventure that takes 300 chapters plus.
One Piece is a metaphor.
This intro sucks. We're doing a speed draw episode. We're drawing One Piece characters in other genres. And by we're drawing, I mean we already drawed it. And now we're going to commentate what we did draw.
The joke I was going to make was I drew so many grand lines in my drawing.
Nathan, that's pretty good too. Wow, we're full of them today.
Yeah.
Wow.
Karina, do you want to make a good joke before we get started?
No.
Okay, perfect. Nathan, you're up first. Do you want to tell us who you drew and what your style is?
I drew Zoro, and Zoro's the kind of character that I mean, I still think he's very cool, but I would have thought he was the coolest thing I'd ever seen in high school. 3 swords? Are you kidding me? So I chose a style of an artist that I was a big fan of when I was in high school, whose name is Eduardo Rizzo, who is a comic artist who illustrated the 100 Bullets comic series, among other things.
Ooh.
I am unfamiliar with this.
As am I.
I don't know anything.
I do not know if 100 Bullets holds up. I just know I thought it was really cool and gritty and badass and crime and comics and violent, and I was real into it in high school, and so that's the style I chose.
High concept piece. Love it.
Let's get you into it.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go.
And it's I've gotten a lot of feedback from commenters that I'm too down on myself and my own art, so I'm just gonna say I'm happy with how this one turned out. You know, maybe there are things that I'd do differently next time, but like this is the first time I've ever tried to draw something in this style, and I'm just, I took it as a learning experience, and I'm happy with how it turned out.
Nathan, I'm loving that attitude.
You gotta start somewhere. Hell yeah.
The sketch is already so solid.
Yeah. Oh man.
So he like the thing about his style is like he does really good just like solid black shadow shapes. And like shots where you'll see a person fully in shadow except for their eyes and teeth. And
Whoa.
Zoro's holding the sword in his teeth, so I figured that sort of mapped pretty well.
Yeah.
I wish I knew this person's work.
Eduardo Rizzo, look him up.
Yeah, this is
He's really
cool.
good.
Now you know.
Yeah, he's done some like stuff for like I think he did a Joker comic, and I feel like he's done a bunch of like various popular comic characters, but like the series that I know him from is called 100 Bullets.
That's not even that many bullets.
It's not even that many bullets.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, he kind of reminds me a little bit of like Tim Sale
Sail.
Okay.
with like the solid black shapes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just
That
got like a
rules.
really good sort of it just sort of feels like cool, gritty, edgy, that sort of vibe.
Very cool.
So I'm just like chunking in some shadow shapes, and there's a lot of just sort of push and pull and figuring out what I want to define versus what I want to let just sort of become one shadow shape.
Yeah, definitely. It's kind of a fun way to work sometimes.
Yeah, it like forces you to think about light and shadow in that way. Stark contrasts and like using shadow as composition.
Yeah. Very cool. I love this.
Yeah, this is already coming out like really cool looking.
Yeah, these folds.
I love the one coming at us. I think you executed that very well.
Thank you.
It looks so good. And in contrast to the one that's going back, that's such a tricky, and he's angled, like his shoulders are angled down. That's a
Yeah.
hard position to get.
Yeah, it's a tough pose.
Yeah.
I watched a bunch of Zoro AMVs.
Yeah.
Nice.
What were the songs? What were the songs?
Was that for your own time or for research?
Just one
No,
song.
it was but just on my own. No, that was my research for this. What was the
Nice.
song? It was
What Linkin Park song was it?
Was it Numb?
I think the song was called Bad.
Michael Jackson
think-
bad?
Not Michael Jackson Bad. A different Bad.
I would love if Nathan didn't know
Bad
who Michael Jackson was.
Boy by Cascada.
Hold on. I should have remembered what the song was. I'm gonna Google it.
Tell us later.
I'll tell you later.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we have to
report back.
commentate.
Leave
Yeah.
in the
Sorry.
comments your guess as to
Yeah.
what
What
songs.
songs the AMVs were set to.
Because I haven't seen very much One Piece, but what I've seen of it, I've enjoyed immensely, and I just think Zoro's such a cool character, and so I wanted to do him justice.
Yeah, he's got that classic thing where like he's just strong and he wants to be really strong. And that's like his entire
Yeah.
character motivation.
Wow.
This
Dang.
is really cool.
Yeah.
So cool.
I just
feel
keep
like,
looking at those teeth. Sorry.
I feel like you just really captured that vibe of like that exact era of comics. Like it looks like so inky and
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah,
Oh, that
Nathan.
looks so cool.
Aw, thanks.
Nathan flexing.
Yeah, this is a Nathan flex right here.
I was just, I was just trying it.
I love the way that you kind of pick and chose which details to put in. I think that's something that gets really difficult to do when you're doing this kind of high contrast thing.
Absolutely.
But like the lack of details on the body itself, but like the clothes and the hair. So cool.
And it's enough, like, you left in just enough white line in the dark black shapes that you can still tell the shapes of this character. Like, he doesn't get lost. Like, Zoro doesn't get lost. You can
Yeah.
see, like, where his legs go. You can see kind of, like, the stance of his legs still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want to draw legs, and I didn't have to.
So you implied it, and
Yeah.
it looks like you planned it in the way where you drew legs and then ignored it, but you didn't.
I just love that thing where you do incomplete lines and let the brain
Yeah.
complete the lines for you. It's like very satisfying to
Yeah.
view, I think.
It's satisfying but hard, I think, to do.
You still have to know where it goes, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And like which lines you can safely omit without confusing the viewer.
Ooh, yeah.
Absolutely. This rules. This is a comic cover right here.
Ethan, this is so cool.
Hell yeah.
Thank you. And then I do a little experimentation with like making the whites a color, but then I decide that I just like the black and white.
Sometimes
Yeah.
you just gotta
Agreed.
do the black and white.
Oh my god, I want to read this comic.
Yeah. Also, I really love the hand in coming towards us.
Yeah.
That especially you nailed.
The little wrinkles.
Thank you.
Good deeds.
Yeah. I was pretty happy with this one.
Yeah, you should be.
Yeah.
This rules.
Yeah, Nathan, this is awesome. Great work.
Thank you. Thank you.
And you had to draw 3 katanas, which are notoriously difficult to draw.
They're very hard to draw.
Yeah. I guess I'm going to go next then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did Sanji, who is the chef character who kicks just because he's cool. He wears a suit and smokes a cigarette and he kicks. And I like all that stuff. So I did Sanji in the style of, similar to Nathan actually, I did it the style of Mike Mignola, which is a big, chunky, black shading style also. So I had to grapple with many of the same things. So I'll go ahead and get into it in 3, 2, 1, go. So I had my reference all up here as usual. I like to have it on the canvas with me.
Yeah.
It's a fair way to work.
So there's
That's
Sanji.
neat.
There's a bunch of Mike Mignola covers and art there. And I actually ended up, again, like last time, I was really fast on this one. It took me 51 minutes total.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So you'll see it actually pretty slow comparatively. And this is just some experimentation. This does not end up being the direction I'm going. I was trying to just nail down the shape of like how Mike Mignola does like heads and poses and hands. So I was working on some of that right here.
You did this in 51 minutes and still had time to do studies. Bro.
It was the kind where once I got it came really fast, because also inking is my
Yeah, that's true.
it's what I'm best at, and his art style is like 90% inking. And then the colors are just flat, which coloring is my lengthiest process. So I got to do like hardly any of that and a lot of inking, so it was great.
Oh, this is a cool pose, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was working it out, but I really wanted to do a full body
Yeah.
ultimately.
Such a lanky. I love it's like everybody's so long
Yeah.
in One Piece.
I think it highlights for his character that he's a kick boy.
Yay.
Oh, yeah.
These long legs with
Leggy.
big chunky boots.
It does look like he's wearing some steel-toed boots.
Oh, I'm sure.
Help with them kicks.
Yeah. So I wanted to go with sort of like a leaning smoking pose, and then have kind of doing sort of what, as you can see in the reference there on the left on those backgrounds, it's kind of like a chunky cutout where a lot of it is black, and then there's some environment in the other part of it. I thought that looked really cool.
Yeah.
Also, I want to say, is his name pronounced Mignola? Is that correct?
I thought so.
Or is it like Mignola? Like in Italian, it'd be Mignola.
I've always heard it as Mignola,
Okay.
but I could be wrong on that.
I meant to look it up before I did this episode, and I didn't. So if I'm wrong, just scream at me in the comments.
It's pronounced Luffy.
It's pronounced
I was
Luffy.
waiting for that.
So in this part, similar to Nathan, I'm figuring out where the shadows should go. What should be in shadow, what should be in light, since it's kind of a binary style of drawing.
Yeah.
Which I really like drawing this way. Like, it's really satisfying to chunk in these big shadows and then figure out what you can omit detail on.
Yeah.
And again, it's speedy, which I like speedy drawing styles.
Yeah. It looks cool.
Yeah.
And you can do less.
Yes, that's like my whole life motto.
Look
Hell
cool,
yeah.
do less.
Yeah.
That's art.
That perfect Venn diagram.
Yeah, that's what I want every time I set out to draw. I want like satisfying to execute, and then it looks good, and I didn't have to spend too long on it. So this is still just sort of sketching it, but I was already like, at this point, it's basically done. I was already like, yeah, this looks good. I just have to chunk in all these blacks and make it clean. And then I emulate sort of some of the background elements from that Hellboy one over there. I really like the cloud shapes
Yeah.
and some birds and, the sea.
It's the sea.
It's the sea.
Dusty. I love a good flat cloud shape. It's one of my favorite things.
Yeah, me too.
It's
I
just
think
so
it's so
nice.
cool. Now I'm trying to figure out what brush I was going to use.
Maybe I should put my references in the video, because I always have my references open on a different window when I do these, because I had a bunch of references for mine as well.
I
think-
can't have my references on screen because I flick through them too much. It would be a visual nightmare.
Yeah.
Not if you leave them up the entire time like I did.
Yeah.
Because I also like vertical compositions. And so I knew I was going to do a vertical composition.
Works
That's
out.
fair.
I also love that, like, even though both yours and mine are like chunky shadows, like they're very clearly different artists inspired.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mignola's like such a distinctive style.
Mignola's style resonates a lot with me because it's very shapey
Yeah.
and it's low on the detail and high on like the shape and expression. And that's kind of like what I strive to do in my own art a lot of the time.
Wow.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, see,
Satisfying.
It's like a magic trick when the black chunks come in.
you actually figured out where everything was in the sketch.
You did too.
Yeah, you did too.
Kind of.
No, you did.
Then he does like these little lines everywhere, these little like texture lines.
Oh, yeah.
So then I basically just color picked and then desaturated because he always does a more desaturated color palette, which I also like to make it a little darker, a little grimmer.
This looks so cool.
Yeah.
And then the background, I straight up steal the colors from that Hellboy poster because I like them.
Valid.
Sometimes the colors are just good.
From what I can tell from the pronunciation guide, by the way, it is Mignola.
Okay, good. I'm glad.
It's Luffy.
So yeah, I just stole those colors, slotted them in,
So nice.
and then I go get a like a watercolor texture.
I thought you were going to say I go and get like a water.
I go get a water.
Just
'Cause
leave.
I'm
Break, leave
thirsty.
it up.
Important to hydrate.
No, I just get a texture and then set it to multiply, I think is what I end up on, and then reduce opacity just to give it that sort of textured look that his covers have.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And then that was it. It was a really fun one.
Ugh, I love that.
And I think
So
it came out really
cool.
cool. And it didn't, like I said, it didn't take me too long, which I always love.
Yeah, this is great.
Thank you.
Love it.
I love the shapes.
Very cool.
Cool guy, Sanji.
So cool.
That's it for me. So we got Karina up next.
Me next.
Yeah, tell us who you did and what your style was.
I drew Nami, and I drew her in the style of Studio Trigger, specifically Hiroyuki Maishi.
Oh.
I got his art book last summer and then never looked at it, so this was a good chance. And so funny because we like didn't plan or discuss this. Also, a pretty chunky black shaded style.
Oh my god. This is the dark episode of Drawfee.
Yeah, but yeah, one of my favorite artists, very influential artist to me. I didn't know what style to choose, and I've had this one in my pocket for one of these style episodes forever, so I just went with it. I was like, it works because him and Oda both have like an interesting way of drawing women, and I really love his style, so let's go.
Let's freaking go. I'm gonna count you in. 3, 2, 1, go.
So one thing I really love about Imaishi's art is just like big dynamic anatomy nonsense. I thought I was going to go with that pose and then got rid of it because I was right the first time. There's a lot of doing things and then deleting them in this drawing, I realize. So you're going to see me do a lot of things multiple times because I was
Sometimes
being really
got figured
indecisive.
out.
Yeah, I don't like to be precious about my art. I like to delete it.
No, that's good.
Yeah, throw out the whole drawing sometimes.
It keeps you from getting too stiff
Yeah.
in your drawings.
And especially with this one, because I wanted it to have kind like whenever he draws characters, they always have so much motion in them. So I wanted to capture the dynamic energy of his art.
Yeah, I already loved the facial expression and the eyes.
Thank you. So, what I ended up doing with this one is I wanted to go with kind of like the Gurren Lagann eye catch style. And this took me straight back to high school, just copying Gurren Lagann eye catches. So And here's what I was talking about, where I can't figure out how I want to ink this, so I just delete it over and over again. Because it's so interesting, because like I've always loved his art. I was really influenced by it, but sometimes you don't realize how like much your influences are kind of similar to you in some ways, because his inks are super messy, and so are mine's a lot of the time. So every time I redid this ink, it just gets looser and looser. So, which is great, because I also was kind of pressed for time doing this drawing. So it was nice to be able to kind of like go with a much looser style, but that's kind of what gives his drawing such high energy sometimes.
Yeah, it's really cool.
That it's not terribly clean all the time.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Like that's, I mean, one of my favorite things about Studio Trigger shows is just like how loose stuff can feel,
Yeah.
and like the confidence to like let stuff just be
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
that.
I'm gonna have a comment that I don't know what I mean by it, but maybe someone else will know. The
Uh-huh.
inking style feels very like European, like Belgian or French. I think because like the line difference is so different. Like I'm looking at that one at the back going into the hip, where it's just like thick and then very thin and then very thick.
Yeah.
It reminds me of those pens that they really like to use.
Yeah. There's a lot of like his lines get really weighty depending on like shadow and distance and stuff. So
It's very cool.
I always like that. So I haven't read a ton of One Piece. I haven't read it in years. And just to flex how long it's been, I really loved Arlong Park story arc. And that's why I wanted to draw Nami, because I thought that arc was really cool.
Yeah.
But that's how long it's been since I've read One Piece. I'm like, yeah, that was good. Surely they're not that far ahead in the manga by now, right? But
Uh-oh.
They just hit issue 1000.
So, and I thought Arlong would also look really cool. Like the design would lend well to like the Imaishi style.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Spiral King from Gurren
Yeah,
Lagann.
yeah. So this is where I start to add in all of them big chunky blacks. But again, part of his style is that it's like super messy. So even filling in these black shapes, like it's very much like you can tell he's doing it really quickly. And that was kind of cool, because I did do this really quickly in the end. I think maybe in total this took me like 3 hours, which is pretty fast for me. Maybe a little more than that, but still. So
It's like how long mine took.
But yeah, sometimes it's just it's fun to work fast, relatively fast for me.
Oh, is that Nami Mami?
Yeah.
I
I
love
liked
Nami
her.
Nami Mami.
My favorite ska song. Nami Mami, where did you go?
And then
Oh,
I
this
put
is rad.
the black chunkies on her, because yeah.
It's so cool looking. It really is like so energetic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And I was just trying really hard to capture that.
Yeah, I think you nailed it.
Yeah, his stuff isn't like universally messy. It's yeah, it just depends on how finished it is. But I thought it was cool.
I also think it's cool.
I feel like I should say, just for my One Piece cred, that I'm in the Skypiea arc of One Piece. So, in case anyone's curious.
Yeah, I think I dropped off after Chopper joined. So
I'm in the Sky PP arc.
That's not even a
got him.
But I really
I've
like
never read One Piece.
Skypiea arc.
So now I just the nice thing is I just get to flat it in, because all the shading is the big blacks. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
now it's just flatting it all in, making it look nice
Oh, this is so cool.
by just barely coloring it in, which is fun. I like this. This was a very nostalgic thing for me, because I was like obsessed with his art in high school. watching Dead Leaves when I was 14 changed the course of my entire life. So
Whoa.
Now here you are.
Yeah. Look at me now.
That's awesome.
But yeah. And because I was trying to make it look like one of them Gurren Lagann eye catches, coming up you'll see the part where I try to place the circles and the shiny thing. And I just waffle around with that for a while because I didn't know where to put them. But I figure it out eventually. I just do it and then undo it several times.
Hell yeah.
How did you make those? Like, you're doing the circle shape and then like
big, like a 2,000 point brush and then a 2,200 point soft eraser.
Oh, I usually do a circle marquee and then do a gradient erase or
Nice.
do a gradient.
Yeah, I just
one.
eyeball it. I'm not fancy. I don't know how to use Photoshop, but
it's turned
yeah.
out great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is so fun.
Thank you.
Super cool.
Yeah, I love the
It
composition.
was fun to do. It felt like it was just a nice time, and I got to look at some of my favorite art from this guy while I was doing it. So it was real fun.
Unmistakable, like this style.
Oh, so cool. It has so much energy. Very
That's what
neat.
I was going for. Thank you.
Good work, Karina.
Hell yeah.
Yay!
Hell
Thanks.
yeah.
Now Julia time.
It's me.
I'm
Julia.
excited to see what chunky style you chose.
What chunky black style.
Well, not to disappoint, I've done Frank Miller.
Oh.
No, I didn't. I didn't do Frank Miller style at all. No, I didn't push myself on this one. To everyone's disappointment, I did not boot up Blender. I did not try to do a whole painting. I had an idea where I would do like a pirate portrait, but instead I went for thumbnail. I went for thumbnail on this one. I did Attack on Titan style.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's money. That's money in my bank. I see it going in.
I can see the thumbnail now.
The character I chose is Luffy.
I don't know why you said that like you're uncertain when we've said it's pronounced Luffy at least 1 trillion times since I
In this
mispronounced
episode.
it years ago.
We've
Because
already said it.
the way that I've taught myself to remember it is Hillary Duffy Luffy.
What?
Well,
That's wrong.
Which is wrong.
Why would you teach yourself
Why
that?
would you learn that?
I don't read One Piece. I haven't seen a single thing of it. I know literally nothing about One Piece.
I only know Hillary Duff.
I only know Hillary Duffy Luffy.
I can't believe you drew Hillary Duff for this One Piece challenge.
We have to start playing this. Can I
Yeah,
go?
yeah.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so this is mine. I talked to Jacob about this character, and he said big idiot energy. So I said, okay. I also, for some reason, thought that he wore a vest. I don't know why. I changed that in the drawing,
He
but
kind of does.
He do.
I thought but the reference I found is him wearing the red jacket.
They have a lot of different outfits.
Yeah.
Well, I skirt the line between two of them eventually.
Yeah.
But I went for the Attack on Titan anime as opposed to the manga because the manga's hard to...
Look at.
Yeah. So yeah, I tried to do the anime version. I really didn't push myself on this one because I had no feelings about One Piece, and also I was sick when I was drawing this. So I just wanted to get it done.
Sometimes you don't gotta push yourself.
Sometimes
Yeah.
you don't gotta push yourself.
Sometimes
I
you
usually
just
like
want
to
have fun.
Yeah, I usually like to, but I was just getting the piece done for this one. The One Piece.
Considering that you were not feeling great, I'm glad you didn't push yourself.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one took me like 2 hours and 45 minutes, I think, or like 3 hours, something like that. It was somewhere around 3 hours.
This is really capturing the vibe so far, though, of both
Yeah.
shows.
Yeah. Imagine a world.
Jacob brought up the good kind of correlation between the two, which is the 3D maneuvering gear and also Luffy's arms.
Yeah, Luffy gets around like an Attack on Titan character anyways, with his stretchy arms.
Imagine if he had both.
Imagine he had both.
This bird. It's like, what the heck?
Hey.
I really wanted to capture the like aesthetic of Attack on Titan, but kind of like the goofier feel of One Piece that I can see from looking at images and stuff like that.
I think this is one of the better like anime styles I've seen you draw in. I know it's like a style you struggle with a lot.
I struggle a lot with anime styles. Attack on Titan, the anime, has a number of characters. It's just like JoJo, where it's closer to like a slightly simplified, more accurate anatomy. So I can cheat it a little bit more easily.
I mean, lest we forget your perfect Lenny from the knockoff Attack on Titan episode.
Yeah, my perfect Lenny.
I love that episode. Lenny's so good. Go watch that one after this.
When I was looking up reference for this, I did pull up because I wanted to use Levi as reference for a little bit, and then I wound up going with Connie. But
I was gonna say Connie.
Yeah, the
This
face
is
is
like
very
the
Connie.
same. Yeah.
But I did look up the thing with Kenny, and I just got to hear Levi yell Kenny, and it was very fun. Kenny!
Levi's so angry that Kenny's there.
Yeah. Just so mad. And then I watched the whole fight, and it was fun. I haven't watched Attack on Titan since like season 2, end of season 2.
I'm watching the final season right now.
Right now, Nathan, we're
season's that?
recording.
Yeah,
what?
turn that off.
Oh, okay. Oh man, Aaron's about to do something.
Julia is drawing.
I am drawing.
Well, you reminded me I needed to watch the episode.
So clean.
I had to figure out how to sneak the gear in under Luffy's outfit because I wanted it to hide under that scarf he's got around his waist.
Love the idea of wearing ODM gear and flip-flops.
He's casual.
I had this story in my head that he joined the Corps, the Ranger Corps, and then was just like, then he went out on a mission and he found to the ocean and just like stole all of his gear and never went back. So now he's just like whipping around the beach.
Yeah.
Live your best life. Attack on Titan Luffy.
Yeah.
Hillary Doofy Luffy.
Hillary Doofy Luffy.
Hillary Doof.
Yeah, this one's I went less for like a full conceptual illustration and more just like it's still from the anime. I actually referenced a lot of like the Attack on Titan posters
Oh, sure.
because those have a really cool style to them. Here's me trying to figure out what the rules of shading a face is in Attack on Titan. And then I just
put a
cheated.
bunch of lines on it.
Yeah, I just skirted the line there.
Those abs, though.
Yeah.
He is
Luffy's
jacked,
a strong
right?
boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets increasingly jacked as the series goes on. Just like real life.
As you do.
Yeah. When you're out on the open seas, nothing to do but work out.
Be on a pirate ship. I really know nothing about One Piece.
They're on a pirate ship
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
and they're looking for One Piece.
Mm-hmm.
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 And Chopper's there.
Chopper is there.
Yeah, I like Chopper.
Chopper's
Well, he's
in
not
the
there
freaking mix.
at the beginning.
He's not
but
in this episode.
No, unfortunately. We messed up.
None of us drew Chopper.
I should have drawn the bird as Chopper.
We got 30-second Chopper. Oh.
I'm assuming Chopper's like a dog.
Yes.
With a name like Chopper. Okay.
Surely, yes.
Chopper's the little transforming reindeer guy with the big hat.
Excuse me?
You know.
He's a transforming reindeer. He's got reindeer form and man form. And then his normal form where he's just a little guy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like forgot that part of One Piece is just that they eat fruit and become like powered.
Yep. They sure do.
Because they ate fruit.
Yeah. Devil fruit.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is a very nice shorthand for the sea you've done.
Thank you.
Wow.
I just wanted him flying
Cool
through
clouds.
the air.
That's
and
freaking cool.
They use a lot of solid shadow shapes in Attack on Titan, and then have gradients in those shapes, which I thought was fun to do. But yeah, this is it. This is the whole piece.
This looks really good.
Yeah.
I like to imagine his gear is attached to a really tall palm tree.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know what it's attached to.
Or maybe
but
it's
he's
just
going.
a person who ate the pom fruit. And it's just really tall now.
in One Piece, there are some clouds that are like physical land,
Oh.
and they end up going up there. In the Skypiea arc, maybe he's going up there.
The Sky PP arc.
The Sky
The Sky
PP
PP arc.
where he'd go up in the sky to do pee-pee.
Yeah, to be fair, if you live on one of those cloud lands in the sky, every time you pee, it's technically a sky pee.
That's Sky pee-pee.
That's sky pee.
That's Skype. And you know, I think we're better for having discussed this.
I think it's beautiful when you get to ride on an airplane and you go to do a sky pee while reading the Sky Mall magazine.
That's beautiful.
That's beautiful.
That's beautiful.
Sky Mall anymore.
What?
Only Land Mall.
Yeah.
This episode is over.
Sorry, Julia.
It's a good drawing, Julia.
It's so good.
Yeah,
Thank
your
you.
drawing rules. Everyone's drawings ruled. I thought we all did a lot of really fun drawings this time. And why don't you, watching this, go ahead, hit that like, hit that subscribe, and then go down in the comments and type in other stuff you'd like to see us draw. Maybe other animes you'd like to see us do in different styles, or popular characters.
Or styles you'd like to see us try, because I'm running out of ideas.
It's only so many.
Yes, I'm very stupid.
We're
I
all
can't
very
think of
stupid.
things. Help.
Help.
Help us, please. We need you.
You can also help by subscribing to our Patreon if you like what we do, to give us the little monies.
Or the big monies.
Or the big monies. But most importantly, we're sorry.
We're sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry.